It looks like he did at least.
That was the first game of the day, right, against BetBoom? Must have been.
That was the start.
That was.
I can't believe I forgot that he played it, actually.
He woke up and he said, yeah, Beastmaster and Lycan, he's bringing these strong heroes, playing them in the carry position. And yeah, so far today, it's looked pretty good for Yakult.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how this one's going to go. That sounds pretty cool. And also, it's like now versus the sniper in particular, right? If he does do the build that he did before, which you probably always will do, Ags blink. You blink for the sniper.
Who's saving the sniper?
You got to toss him back, a little bit to crap him. I don't know.
It's still hard to kind of save Private Sniper here.
This is interesting to see. Like, obviously, you see Talons, it looks more normal because now we have a beast carry, but the way that Yakult has showed their last 2 games, obviously, it's very small sample size, but they stomped in the first 30 minutes.
And this is whenever you're playing something like a carry Beastmaster, right? You're drafting.
It's a pacing
stomp.
Yeah, right? They have a pacing lineup. Like their lineup is very, very quick. If they get off to a hot start, they can absolutely kind of go out of control. That being said, Talon, they do have a strong scaling lineup if they can get to those points. I'm just worried if they can slow the game down enough versus this super strong draft that they've gone for. It's really interesting.
I know. Looking forward to see what goes down and whether Talon can kind of bring themselves back from what's been a rough start here in the groups, which can be absolutely brutal in this format, of course. If you don't make a good standing, I mean, I guess there's more brutal formats in the sense that if you do bad in groups, you're just out of the tournament.
Sure.
But it's just the fact that if you do bad in the groups here, you're going to have to make a very, very long run through that elimination bracket in the next stage. So let's see if Talon can bring it back after a rough 2 games so far today. It's going to be difficult against Yakult.
They have the combo, Owen. So they have the Phoenix and the Dawn, too. The Vision.
Oh, now maybe some first blood action. They've got a shrapnel coming in. They'll chuck a tree over its way as well. Arme, he goes down. First blood for Makoto on the sniper.
And no trade.
Way to start that mid lane for him.
They can't even get any type of trade there, too. So that's going to be very nice for them to get it off. Ideal way to start things off. Shut down the Beast. The carry Beast. The unorthodox pick. And yeah, they'll all be able to reset nicely here.
30 seconds to battle.
And as you said, right, it was Tiny who got the last hit?
No, Makoto.
Oh, Makoto did get it. Oh, okay.
He's got it.
Okay.
Nice little boost for him here to start things off in the mid.
Should have a good mid lane.
Yeah, how's it going?
And that's probably just going to be even better.
Do you kind of get spammed out by the Slight by the Ember, or you're able to out CS him and harass him with the shrapnel?
I think you should be just fine as the sniper.
Look at this smoke. They're going to look for some action, some revenge here, Yakult, as they look to try and step up towards Yokan, but
their level 1 is awkward.
He's away. Yeah, he's able to walk away from this. Nice attempt there from Emo, but not successful. Tries for the Sleight of Fist into the bounty room grab.
Who's going to get it?
Oh,
there it is.
Easy deny for Cuckoo.
In his face. Okay, I need to check actually something else with Baboka.
What are you going to check?
I want to check with Baboka because I feel like I've been seeing him. I mean, he pretty much always plays his Baboka heroes, but how much Shaman has he played recently? Because I feel like that one's not one that I've seen.
That doesn't sort of strike you as a Baboka hero.
It kind of does, but not in recent days. And now that I'm looking at it, yeah, he hasn't played it.
Tell you what does sort of strike me as a Baboka aspect. I feel like he's the kind of guy, kind of support that knows all the weird little intricacies, and he would have said, hey, pick this because I'm going to ruin the Bats game.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? We'll see if he is indeed doing that, using the chicken to try and save his teammates from those lassos, potentially.
And let's see how
Unless that got patched. I don't think it got patched. I did see a mini patch came in today.
I don't know if
you don't think that would have get shadow patched? No.
Maybe we can find out what was on that shadow patch there, but Baboka trading nicely with Cuckoo can do pretty well, even though he doesn't have that range advantage. If you do get on top as the Shaman, you can do pretty decent there. And versus this Dawn, I think we're seeing this in almost all the games. When I do see Dawn go through, you almost always have one of those safe laners with a stun, right? You have somebody that has some way of preventing him from getting his Q.
Stopping the Starbreaker.
Yeah. So they have the Tiny with that. They have... I mean, they even technically have like the Decrepify to block the damage too, so they have a couple of different ways to play around it.
I think, I feel like this Tiny plugged in lane's pretty safe against these two.
Like
it's, Dawn's going to farm probably, but is she going to get the chance to kill heroes down here? Probably not, if Talon play it right. And I think, looking at the top lane, same to probably be said here, right? Do you see this Bat and Bristle suffering against the Phoenix Beast? Like, well, is there any sort of early kill threats from those two in the safe lane?
I don't. It doesn't feel like it at all by any means with the Phoenix Beast.
Yeah, I kind of like these lanes from Talon. I like the lanes, but I feel like the overall draft, the game is going to get tough.
That's exactly how I was feeling.
If Yakult don't suffer immensely in the laning phase,
Emo,
they're going to be fine. And look at this in the
giving it to him right now. 2 points flame guard.
Makoto may have got the first blood, but Emo, he'll get the solo kill in that mid matchup.
And it's because 2 points flame guard. He can't blink my flame guard.
Take it
he actually just gets into melee range on him. I mean, he was losing the lane pretty hard. 12 to 4 to I think only 9-0, and then just dives forward for the kill. Very emo maneuver.
Yeah,
he's going for the kill rather than playing for CS.
We saw there on the stats. Many games played here on the Ember Spirit by Emo in these competitive matches. He knows the matchups and he knows exactly how to go for the early skill builds, those early plays to punish whatever hero is up against him in the mid matchup.
That feels very unlikely to happen though. With a sniper with an early advantage, guess he just didn't respect that second point in the flame guard. Just gets walked down.
I mean, what are you supposed to do in that situation? Just sort of have a TP support and TP call?
He probably should have just been a little further. Look at his range. Maybe let the Ember get that close to him, right?
I mean, he's under the tower, though. I mean, it's...
I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, Emo does this to people sometimes, right? Catch him off guard. Abe.
See if he can get away from this. It's going to be fine. Some item charges, but,
stick. Yeah, I would say that the lanes overall, like we were saying, Talons look better. Just, can they get that snowball going? Can they continue to shut down? And I guess the question also is how much is Ame even going to be able to do as Beastmaster? Of course, he snowballed out of control in that last game, but maybe something different if he doesn't snowball as a safe lane Beast.
So far, the farm's fine for him, matching the farm of WS. And in that mid lane, despite the death, Makoto's going to have that edge as things shouldn't really get any easier for them. Even though Emo gets that kill, unlikely to be able to find another chance to do that in the 1v1.
Great job. Double checking the runes too, so they'll make sure that there's no fill up there for the Ember. And Jokum's maybe even sticking around since he's relatively low HP. What are those 5? And these denies are still really adding up. So even though Emo does have that kill, the sniper still has like 300 ahead in net worth because of the first blood as well. Yeah, overall, like WS should be. I feel like there's like the only way I feel WS dies is if he makes a huge mistake up here, or there's like a rotation, because he should be very fine to just play versus the Phoenix and Beast. There's not really any slow or much they can use to oppress him. So they're actually just going to move the Phoenix toward mid.
Okay. What's the plan with that? I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be top because indeed it's just kind of a trade farm situation.
It looks like the Phoenix just trying to match that Bad Rider's movement for a moment there.
Definitely necessary. We saw they were definitely poised to try and get aggressive in that mid lane Talon.
I'm curious to see what all these builds are going to end up being. If there's going to be anything unorthodox again, or just kind of standard. Since we do see it's the Seeing Red for WS, I assume it's just going to be standard build for him, rather than any type of team items just built for himself.
Bottom lane, I think continue to go as planned here, really for Talon. Not really feeling any sort of pressure from these two. Natsumi on the Tiny, as we pointed out, very well set up to stop any sort of aggressive play from the Dawn.
Yeah, they just have, it's a very like defensive kind of styled lane that they have down there to ensure the protection. The rotation's gonna come, but Boca wants to make a move. This is that third hero we were talking about that is probably very likely to go for a kill. They're gonna commit.
Let's have a look. WS has got any way to play as well. This has got a Lotus and a few one charges. And Boca with the wrap round. He's got the grab with the Shakalama, can get in its face and chop it off with a couple of axes.
Nice move. Out on the mid lane though, they have a full catapult. Emo, he is 6. That tower is gonna take a bit of a beating. He's gonna have to pull aggro off of the wave. And they take away the rune, so nice movement so far. This early preparation from Talon is looking good. It's caused him to have this 2k lead, double-checking runes constantly, having these strong safe lanes.
Oh, messing around with Emo as well. Not going to be able to get that easy TP home. He's going to have to take the walk.
Catapult's still alive, Owen.
Good pressure on the tower here. Makoto,
good damage. Outside
of that little bit of an outplay that Emo's able to pull off against him, things have looked very good in this mid matchup for him. 46-9 against 25-2. A very sizable advantage for the sniper in this overall outcome of the matchup.
It's surprising that Emo played it like that, right? How greedy he was with his TP. He could have just backed up out of vision.
Baboka!
Baboka!
Uh-oh! This
got
ain't the
Emo coming
place to
back.
be. And he's going to have a little bit of backup from Tian Ming, but TPs are coming over. Makoto, he's on the retreat. The random jump over from Emo's in with a slight change. They'll get the kill against Makoto. Can the rest get out? They'll lose Baboka. Tian Ming's going to get chased down here by Cuckoo and Yokam. Yokam will be able to find him. So yeah, they get the kill. They kill the sniper, but it does cost them the 2 supports here from Yakult.
Heavy commitment. I think he used all of his remnants, if I'm not mistaken there, at least 2 of them to commit forward. Maybe oh no, he did use all 3. So the defensive one from the start. He's got to get his bottle refilled though from those respawns, but yeah, heavy commitment, and Sniper's still farming very well. Tiny getting good space too. So yeah, the lanes are working out right now.
See how sort of greedy Makoto can go with his build, because yeah, he's having a good start.
Well, we were mentioning
Sometimes,
also
you know, can you get away with in these pro games going for like the full Mjolnir as the first rush of a full item? Like, can you do that go the whole way?
He does have 2 pretty beefy frontliners, right?
It's tempting. If you can get away with going for the full Mjolnir straight up, you can get pretty out of control.
Yeah, he does have 2 beefy frontliners. He does lack a bit of scouting overall for his hero. Like, he doesn't have one of these invis or wolves or anything like that to scout for him, but yeah, could be a possibility if he wants to go full greed, depending on what Natsumi wants to build for.
I think he could be tempted, because he's just so wealthy right now at this early stage of the game. Emo is dead again.
This is a really good start, because we mentioned also for Yakult, even though I know we both were saying we did like it, their draft was about, you know, getting that snowball going. Talon has really stopped anything inside these lanes.
Yeah, Talon's answer to sort of the lane matchups is really good. Yeah. Like they set up for the lanes well. It's just a question of if this is going to be able to continue in their favor. But honestly, yeah, 3K lead at 8 minutes in.
Really good.
I think that's a sizable enough lead that, yeah, Yakult could certainly have some problems this game.
Yeah,
Talon, they might be able to get themselves their first win so far in the groups.
They steal some Ancients as well. WS with the kill WS.
He's live through this. He's walking away. He's not even going to go down. WS survives. They lose Tian Ming. They're going to lose Baboka as well. Zeal, he's got no way out of this.
These are big kills. This is some crazy dives from Yakult too.
They really want to get into this triangle. I guess it's understandable, right? You're against like this Bristle and Tiny lineup. You know that they're going to be playing with stacks, trying to clear them, but it doesn't feel like they're doing it in the correct sort of fashion, and they're doing it in a dangerous way, right? Because they're already behind against Talon. Talon easily able to set up for this hold around this area. A couple of times now where it's not worked out to Yakult's favor.
No.
Talon continue to have an excellent start.
And they do have those strong scaling cores. If they do get off to this type of start, right, these heroes are going to be crazy. A 4K lead pre-10 minutes. Sniper at the absolute top. And some really nice small plays that we saw from Natsumi. Natsumi, he is very far forward, but
he's got an avalanche.
Does he have any buddies?
Radiant's bottom
Sniper's TPing.
He's pretty tanky. He's tanky enough. They can't kill him even with the raw. Not strong enough at this point of the game here, Ame and Tian Ming, to take Natsumi down. And now Makoto's looking for revenge. Throwing a shrapnel, assassinates there. Here it comes, bam! It's not enough. 23 HP, Tian Ming will manage to walk away for now. I say that though, Yokam, he's coming in with the wraparound. He's looking to try and finish off the job. Can he find him? Flame break in. Yes, he can. Yokam gets the kill. And with the lasso now online, as he hits the 6, he'll be able to lock down Ame temporarily, but the axes are back up.
Natsumi might
so he will die. But indeed, maybe Yokam bought enough time for Natsumi to clean this up.
It's going to be close. Not quite.
A little too speedy here. He's got that wind lace on top of the treads. Will manage to get out of harm's way. So he'll survive, but again, definitely not an easy time here for Yakult, as Talon continue to maintain control of this early game, and Makoto remains on top on his sniper.
And Natsumi just tanks multiple different spells and shows that he can kind of just shrug them off at this point. The damage, for now, for Yakult is a little limited until they do get some more of these levels online. The Phoenix and the Phoenix and the Shadow Shaman have had a rough start to this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Emo, under build, looks like it'll be that Mage Slayer since he's playing versus Bristle and Tiny, and versus, Bat Rider and Pugma as well is very good, but mostly versus that Bristle Tiny is very nice. Look at these stacks. They did lose a hard camp earlier, but they need to get to this catch-up to get levels for their supports. Got a fantastic start here for Talon. And the Bat in particular, a hero that's been, kind of dominating most games I think I've seen him in. No lasso.
Yeah, he does have the Remnant at the ready, and then D lasso not up at the moment, so didn't have the follow-up to that avalanche lead in.
Yokam's halfway to his Blink Dagger already too, so it'll come quite quick once these stacks continue to get farmed. And let's see what he does queue up on the Sniper.
I think go for it, dude. Just get the full Mjolnir.
Is it necessary?
Do it. You're having such a good game here.
Cuckoo has played 111 unique heroes in his pro career, 7th most of all players.
Not bad.
Wow. I mean, Cuckoo's another one of those players that played like every role, it feels
He
like,
has
right?
actually, right? He's a very versatile player.
Ame does find a solo grab, so Yokem outdoing the wave gets picked off. In the meantime, bottom looks like they're probably going to finish off this tower. But Emo,
Oh, and Natsumi.
Radiant's bottom
To help finish that off there with the help of Cuckoo around the mid.
that was just the two of them that they're able to do that with. Oh wow, like, that's a bit surprising.
Reverse combo, right?
Yep. They're even going to be able to maybe get some trade kills on.
Yeah, he comes down towards the bottom lane, able to make it work with this arcane rune popping. They'll take down Zeal as well.
Lose the tower, but getting some nice kills in that.
Two cores.
He's moving quick. He is queuing up the Blink Dagger next as well, too, for the Tiny. So he's going to look to be super active. The Echo's already done. And yeah, maybe Makoto can just go full greed if he does do this.
You absolutely do it. Makoto knows. He's like, it's an easy game, so get me on it. Buy that Hyperstone. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy life.
And Emo, he is starting to be in a very dangerous spot for himself. He's bottom of the cores.
It's rough.
Link soon to be finished for the bat, and they clearly have shown that they have the burst damage. He really needs that Mage Slayer so he can ensure that he's not getting burst. Ame, his timing is still sound. He still has the Ags fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can still do that kind of Roshan play. Maybe wants to wait until it's on the other side, until it's on Dire, but could look to go for that. But Talon in this point, with the way they've done in this early game, they can contest it for sure. And yeah, he queued up the Mjolnir, so let's go.
It's going to be really good timing. And as you mentioned, he's just got a great lineup to kind of keep him safe. Like, you can absolutely get away with going for the full Mjolnir. And whenever you can get away with that as a sniper in the mid and you get it at good timing, you get out of control. In terms of your farm speed, in terms of the presence and damage, just kicking out in the team fights. And of course, in a game like this as well, where there's a Phoenix trying to get that poor old egg off. Good luck against a sniper that's already got the attack speed of a Mjolnir online.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks very cool. Setting up for top again. They know Yokam's being greedy, looking for his blink, but there is some help. Is Natsumi going to help?
Avalanche on the turnaround. Dawnbreaker flies in with the Solar Guardian. He's able to help finish off the job against
nice toss.
Cao Ming and Yokam. They've been the only two ones dying there. The rest of the cores managed to survive.
Oh, that toss actually maybe ended up saving Seal. Just kidding. I think if you actually toss him in place, he ends up getting quilled.
Yeah, they might have been able to deal with him.
So.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. It's tough. Sometimes you don't want to get hit from the Starbreaker, so I can understand why he did that.
Yeah, a bit of panic. I think a lot of turning up. Arme was ready to get involved as well.
Boca also doing the rush blink build too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. So matching the 4 position, he's like, all right, you're gonna get a blink fast, I'll get it at the same pace. Like you said too, if he can blink and stop a last.
If we get these saves,
he can do these.
Let's see. Unless he got Shadow Patch. I don't think it did. I'm sure it's still there. Those lassos could be countered, and that could be the beginning of the comeback.
Yep. Either way, though, the other thing is too, like being able to just blink in and get that extra disable, which it does feel like they might need for Cuckoo, because so far Cuckoo hasn't died, and Cuckoo has been very annoying on this Pugna. 2-0 and 8 at the moment. Gets that Mage Slayer applied before the Tiny combo. He'll be fine. And it looks like now we're hitting that 15-minute mark, so it's nighttime. Roche is going to shift its position. Yakult have a very good way to just be able to commit for that one, but we'll see if Talon does want to connect to contest that Roche when it inevitably does come, because they have that ward that's already placed in a position to see Baboka up top.
We've got 15-minute timing on the Mjolnir this game from Makoto.
And cool, so Zeal is building, you know, he's not really building as this offlaner in particular. He's building kind of this semi-carry in a way, right?
Yeah,
since he has this Beast Aghanim.
Exactly right. You got the Beast playing from the safe lane, so you can go a bit more greedy, a bit more scalable on your off lane.
It's Talon's go time. They've got Blink on Bat,
all round.
Blink on Natsumi. They've got the Mjolnir done. They've got the Ags on Bristle. On the flip side, Yakult, they've got a Blink on Baboka, and the Ags is done. So this could be a big clash between the two sides.
And they've got Blink on Armor, right? Yeah, they've got the
I believe so, yeah. I think like 3 or 4 Blink Daggers just got picked up. I think it was 4, yeah. Blink Tiny, Blink Bat, Blink Beast, and Blink Shaman.
So he goes in first for Baboka. Ooh, there's going to be the lasso off to the side.
That chain, though.
He did. It's kind of hard to drag him back, and now the shackle's up from Baboka, so Yokam, he's going to end up going down for his attempt at initiation. But indeed, that's a bigger grab there from Talon. They find Arme just walking in on the side of the fight. How did he get caught there?
He just gets tinied. Gets fully grappled. They go for the bat.
I mean, that Arme completely by surprise there. I guess you're just trying to enter into the fight from a different angle, but the angle that he enters from is the angle that the entirety of Talon were waiting for him at.
Middle tower has fallen.
The kind of fight he wanted to turn up to with his own Blink Dagger there is to carry it. Beastmaster.
No, definitely not. And Talon might find another one. They've got a ward here. Toss back onto the creep.
I mean, Makoto's coming in. He's going to be able to bring in the damage, surely. Zeal. Oh, he's going to use the Solagani actually to try and get out, and it will save him.
All right.
Good defensive maneuvers, but it's of course a long cooldown.
Yeah, he can farm, of course, to get it back up faster. But
Sure.
quite a bit of a cooldown being used there for the next probably about 80 seconds or so, 75 seconds. It'll be down. So can definitely look to see Talon look to make another plays as they've got pretty much everything up. So an instant smoke.
Yeah,
Here's that rush. Yeah, this
like
was inevitable. They know it's happening though, I'd imagine. They're going to smoke and probably run directly to that
They
pit.
can contest this Talon if they're quick.
They won't make it.
Actually, no. With the Serpent Wards down and the Beastmaster, there's no chance. Yeah, you're right.
Far too much.
They're trying to make the move over, but they won't be able to get there in time. Yakult able to get that online for Arme.
Cool heads up play, right? Because they use the Dawn ult, and then they're like, let's make a play even when Dawn ult is down. They're going to end up losing.
They're going to jump onto Zeal.
But yeah, cool little play there. Talon, they'll get a trade, 13 to 8. That 3K has been sitting kind of consistent between that 3 to 4K. So Yakult has hemorrhaged a bit of their bleeding. It still does feel like Talon's in a very comfortable spot as this game progresses now. See what Yakult can do with this Aegis if they can get things back.
You just got to be careful there. Natsumi's on the hunt. Emo's got the sleight of fist and the remnant dodge out.
Quick fingers.
The haste rune will be fine.
And he's building a little tanky as well too. Getting that Sanj up. Considering if he wants the poke, but does not. His whole team is on the bottom side. US getting bigger and bigger. Gets blessed with Vampire Fangs. Let's take a look at these neutral items if we saw anything else that was any other big ones. I don't think everyone's gotten theirs just yet, so just his is that tier 2.
Radiant's
Always got to point out the Vampire Fangs on these stupid heroes. I can't believe it hasn't been changed still.
Under attack.
Or Vampire Fangs. Well, just too much on the numbers on the live still.
It's like on the Bristles and the Beastmasters and on these heroes that just multi-benefit from the double. This feels like it's been so strong for so long. His top.
On top lane.
He's deep under the tower.
They're ready to punish this Arme's just straight in with the raw Natsumi.
Wait, what? How did that start off? What the?
They're going to find Cuckoo as well. Baboka's in with the Hex to the side. They'll catch the two of them.
What was Natsumi doing there? That gives everything back up towards.
That's risky, right? Well, pushing in on the tier 2, you don't have the full team there, and you're doing it against a team that have TPs up and also has an Aegis, so they're not afraid to fight.
Did he get baited or something to jump in?
He was hitting that
He was
tower.
under the tower. Yeah, that's a very risky place to be. Quick shift in gold. 3K swing probably just off of that, or 2K. I want to make those type of mistakes.
They had a good start here, Talon. This was some good timings.
May has taken the top spot.
Indeed, and just the overall concern that the lineups, the 2 drafts, when it comes to the end of the day, you feel that your Colts does have that just a little bit of greater synergy and
in the team
fits the patch a bit better.
Yeah.
So Talon, whilst they did have a really explosive start, maybe it was not explosive enough.
We shall see as it progresses. I mean, that death on Natsumi is really brutal. It like completely stops all his progression for the next few moments.
Yeah, I
so
feel
much
like
space
with sort of the way that the opening went, you kind of expect Natsumi's.
Ooh. Mistakes are starting to trickle in.
You know, you kind of expect with Talon's start, right, that Natsumi, his farm should probably be up at the level of kind of Makoto's, right?
Yes. I mean, he should definitely
had a good start.
He should definitely not be behind Zeal or Emo, who had a pretty tough time in the laning.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of sticks out right now.
Yeah, and the push, as you see from Yakult, it's strong. You leave these towers for a second, Beast and Shaman will be able to take them down very quick here at this point, so the entire gold lead's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They killed Tormentor, so it went back, but yeah, it's pretty much gone after Yakult goes back and gets theirs.
Yeah. They have, of course, when it comes to, they've got solid high ground. The crazy toss backs, lassos, sniper. But you got to imagine that really wasn't the game plan when it comes to their draft. But it is something they can fall back on, Talon, if times get hard this game.
They have to make sure they do some of those type of plays proper, though, because there are 2 different ways that Yakult can back up the ally that gets jumped.
They can.
They can either Dawn ult or Phoenix ult right on top, and they can dive in to kind of protect that target that gets initially gone on. So if it comes to that high ground defense, Talon has to be very ready for how they
Baboka, he's ready and waiting. Oh, he's got him.
I don't know if they needed that Dawn ult, but I guess pace is slowing down. Yakult is feeling that they can start throwing these ults out.
Yeah, I think
get the ball rolling.
They're feeling pretty relaxed now, Yakult. They've had the opportunity to get this Aegis, and obviously during this whole time, Talon, they've had to kind of sit back outside of trying to make that bit of a rash push onto the tier 2 top. It's just kind of slowed the pace down, and you're seeing that in the gold.
Yep.
Gold difference not there whatsoever right now.
And the big thing, I didn't really talk about this too much because, you know, we're waiting to see everything going down, is Phoenix is, and has been for the history of Dota, kind of in a way, one of the best support heroes versus tiny cores in the game. He can't hit the Agate.
That's true.
Percentage-based
He's just there
Sunray.
in slow-mo trying to whack his tree at someone, and he can't.
And he's got a Vessel. So he has Vessel, he has Sunray. It at least for this tiny, it feels like it's going to be a different play style he maybe has to go for now. He has to just kind of play to burst the target reset, which is a lot kind of what the tinies have been doing, but
Radiant's top tower
it's fortunate that he has the sniper and burst on his team, I would say, a lot this game.
Yokam did try and get the lasso opening there, but not able to quite get the grab onto Tianming. Able to dive away.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Emo's starting to get pretty large as well, too. SNY done, Mage Slayer, he's getting tankier, and now they're up to 2k and continuing to just avoid these ganks. It's hard for them to kill him when he's got this SNY. Even if you get the lasso, you get the combo on him, might not even finish him off. That is, this SNY is pretty much the name of the game lately, it feels like, for a lot of these core players.
On the plus side for Talon, the Aegis, of course, has come to an end. So maybe now a chance to go for another bit of action, but as you can see here, Yakult are very ready for this.
And there is not the whole squad from Talon. There's a Dawn ult ready too from Yakult.
Yeah, Talon can't look for it in this area. It's a little too far away from potential backup. Of course, they don't have the tier 1 there anymore, so yeah, no real way for the rest of their team to connect. So not a point in the map they can try and make those plays in right now, but they do have to try and look for some plays somewhere.
They gotta look
unless they want to fall back and just be like, hey, Makoto, please carry us.
Could be. I think they got to look for some type of... Whenever they have vision, at least in particular, look for plays to find the Dawnbreaker, if you can at least know when he's isolated and split from the team. But Yakult is just constantly swinging back and forth to set up for the map. Like, look at this here from Baboka and from Ame.
Yeah, they're ready and waiting.
All of Talon is on the bottom side. Emo is going to start to poke top, so they're going to start to get some information off of this.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And he does have the Orb of Destruction plus the Blightstone, so his damage on the tower is not that pathetic by any means.
Talon, they want to find someone, they want to find something, but making the sort of read of where on this map they can catch Yakult, it's not easy.
No, they're not getting those pickoffs. Early game looked good for Talon. This mid game, it's starting to look pretty solid here for Yakult. Mo blocks the Ancient. He pretty much has the Veil done. That Shivas is going to come even faster. Timings are really starting to flurry in for them. KB on Ame too. Talon.
What's the plan? Gotta do something. I can't afford to sit back. Unless they really trust in this sniper to carry.
Zeal now has BKB also. Like they're really getting every timing, it feels like, for Yakult. Talon just, they're not able to find the windows to find heroes really. Like they have the ward even there too. They've been watching Zeal farming it, but they can't get there to catch him in time. The push, you leave a tower for a second, they're gonna drop the wards on it, they're gonna get it going.
They're going to try and get on with the objectives and look for the tier 2 top. This time with a few more of them turning up, they should be able to succeed, but here's the split pressure. Baboka.
Level 1 Serpent wards. So
also, at least the 1 TP back from Yokam.
But now with that, they bait a TP back. They might look to catch heroes on the retreat of top. Or not. I just look to continue farming since they forced someone back. And the Bat is their probably biggest threat of getting caught. So when they see the Bat Rider, they're probably like, map's open, we're clear to farm. Game slowed down quite a bit.
Still going to be 2.5 minutes for this round of Roshan respawning. Definitely be a point that I think Talon, that is going to be something they're really going to have to try and stop Yakult from getting. In the mid, Yokam. The lassos, they're full.
Nice
good
flame break.
Stops the dive and puts a stop to Tianming's escape. They'll get a kill.
40 seconds. Can you turn it into more?
He opens up with the sub there, but they're going to turn him off. He's able to get Lotus and force the side, and maybe even able to turn and help out Bristle as he's getting jumped in. Why is he able to solo Guardian? Cuckoo does still die. They've got to start running. It's not every day you see sort of a Pugner initiate with the life drain, but Cuckoo, he went for it.
It didn't look that horrible at the start, too. It was like, oh wait, this decrep was pretty cool. This 4-step was pretty nice, and now they're getting a reset, perhaps even on Zeal.
And if they can get Zeal, they're forced out the BKB TP. So it's something. At the end of the day, you know, and maybe they'll get someone in. Now Tsumi in with the jump, gets the toss back on Baboka. He's looking very dead. End of it all works out for Talon.
Very interesting kind of play there from Cuckoo. This Bristleback is definitely still a big threat for them. Tons of damage. He's very tanky too with this Lotus Orb finished up and getting close to this Bloodstone. They do have Spirit Vessel, but that Lotus is going to be able to remove it every single time, so he's definitely going to be probably the biggest issue they have to get through on the side of Yakult. Also, their heroes don't really build like a natural Silver Edge, I would say, in comparison to a lot of the games that I've seen with these bristles that get answered. There's usually like a Morphling with a Silver Edge or somebody who's going to build something like that on the side of Yakult this time.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Kind of awkward.
For their heroes, absolutely.
They're going to do it on the Dawn, I mean, eventually, but
yeah,
when will that be, right? That's
and does he do it before the AC?
Exactly, yeah. So heading up for the Roche. This is the next big timing. See a timing hit there for Emo. Shiva's is done. Ult's about to be back at the ready. I mean, this game has gotten very, very close. It's
Talon.
treat to see.
Still definitely the ones hungrier for a big hit, a big play, and they're looking for it right now.
What do you want to jump on? Emo? He'll show, but that's not a target that you want to go for
He's a
first.
tough one to jump. Indeed, they know it.
Both of the heroes that don't want to get jumped on first are just fighting it.
Not revealing each other's hands at the moment.
Yeah. And no way you go for Emo there. What he has the shield rune active as well on top of his fresh Shiva, so far too tanky. Need to find some of these backline heroes.
Let's see if they... I mean, do you walk back in on this as Talon, or you're not getting the move here now?
Difficult to say. Just have to wait for an opportunity. You have to kind of stay in this area though, because Roche, it's about to spawn if I'm not mistaken.
It's
right?
up.
So
Yeah,
1
absolutely.
second and it's up. So
It's up.
Kind of have to stay here. They have no information, and the speed that they can still do it on the side of Yakult is fast.
It's just a tougher area of the map, really, to approach as Radiant compared to the position that Yakult have.
Especially when you have a 0 ward down. Like they have no vision placed down for it. Yeah, they're going to look for maybe a different angle of approach here.
Not easy. Well, they've got to try it, Talon.
It's not easy also because the outpost is there, so if there's buybacks available for Yakult, they can just buy back and make it there with more numbers if they do end up even hemorrhaging a kill or two.
Almost stepping up. He's going to get him with the Shiva's guard, jumps over towards Cuckoo.
That's big seeing Cuckoo first.
And so he's able to force back to the safety of the rest of the team. Now Natsumi's in with the combo, makes the jump over to team up, but Emo's so tanky. We'll see the focus jump, the backlines he's in. With the opening the circle, the Dakota down, highlights him with the roar. The backup comes in for with the Solar Guardian. The egg gets dropped down. They can't focus the egg. Talon, they have to run, but they're not going to get the chance. Makoto and Yokam go down. Natsumi trying to hold back Emo, but the chains are up. Puts the stop to the TP. Double kill for Tianming.
What a fight.
I mean, WS, he's doing his best here. Cleans up a couple in return. Can he clean up more? He's looking for Tianming, but Kuku's been taken out. He's on his own now here, WS, and they'll just TP away from him. So able to rectify the fight a little bit there for Talon, getting 3 kills himself, but overall it is Yakult getting 4.
7,000 damage. He just got the Bloodstone right before that fight, but I mean, we were saying the Bristle's going to be that big issue, but the problem for this fight was the approach Talon did to start it. They showed the Pugna, and then they showed the Batrider, and then they showed the Sniper. They actually showed the 3 heroes. That was the perfect jump for Yakult, and Baboka, with no hesitation, he jumps the bat, caused panic. Mikoto shows himself, and if Mikoto's not there to hit the egg, immediately it's going to go off. So that egg Sunray right on top of them. But WS, as you said, he makes it not the worst.
Yeah, he's doing his best here. Now, I talked about maybe Makoto's going to carry them now. It's not going to be the Sniper, it's the Bristle. Maybe WS can carry Talon through this.
I think he got, what, 4 levels or 3.5 levels?
Hey, no, 22.
So he's up to 22 now.
And of course, it did buy them time in such that, you know, Yakult, they weren't able to get the Roche. So it's going to buy time now for Roshan to move down to the bottom side of the map and in a favorable position for Talon. So maybe now Talon can set up down here and have an even better shot of really being able to use this Bristleback's power to take a convincing team fight.
They did see them all, though, right? We just had daytime hit, so they saw where everybody on Talon is. So Yakult, they know exactly that this kind of play is happening. Ame, he's got a DD, or sorry, amp damage.
Let's have a look.
See what angle approach, and let's see if they get that same initiation, and let's see if WS can continue to do that, kind of carry.
He actually, like I said, you know, being able to get as many kills as he did up top, putting Yakult as a team in a position where they couldn't take the Roche, so that now that Roshan's going to move down here to Talon's favor, this could be big stuff that WS is doing here for the team.
And Zeal, he's going to prioritize making sure that he can get this farm to finish up this AC, potentially before this next fight, because that'll help a lot also versus WS, versus the Quails, even versus Mikoto potentially. Gem on Natsumi.
Okay. Looking at Emo. Gonna get in. The Avalanche, they're the toss. They haven't further locked down yet. They don't. Emo's able to get the slider fist of the Shiva's guard off. Kited out for now, back up, but there's a little bit of a pushback there from Talon, giving them space around the Roshan, but they don't feel secure enough to go for it unless they get a kill first.
And that kill is like very unlikely to happen. I think what they're trying to do is poke and force a Dawn ult or force a reaction from Yakult to see more before they make a jump. Because you see Yokam, he doesn't show. He's patient for this bat.
He's waiting.
They know that going for Emo in this situation, it's very unlikely that they can kill him in an instant burst. They're trying to force something.
Every ult back up now.
Yep. Zeal's getting a significant amount of damage on top too.
And Emo's trying to come in with the wraparound here by the twin gate.
Yep.
And they're going to jump him.
They're on Cuckoo again.
Have they got a... Not even nearly nothing. I can't even get him down to half HP. Army's in with the BKB. He's going to go through all straight away. To Natsumi. Zeal comes in with a follow-up.
Makoto in the back.
Burst through and Natsumi's able to get the BKB off. They turn towards Makoto, but Makoto is going to fall back to the BKB. The beyond is holding his ground. Finally, he'll fall. But they're able to kill off the Ember Spirit. We get more here. WS, can they deal with this bristle? They couldn't last time. See if they can do it here in round 2. They cannot. WS is able to take down Arme. Natsumi's still alive here. Cuckoo, he should fall. They'll leave the Pugna behind.
North, can these two get out?
I mean,
WS?
they're considering going back in.
This looks very difficult for them to reach up. They're considering
WS
it.
is going to have Bloodstone ready to press in a couple of seconds. They're going to be able to find the broker. They're in with the combo. Can they burst through him? Not quite. He gets to the shackle off. He's able to run. No.
That's not worth it.
Through the cluster clip, but it costs WS his life. Natsumi only just able to TP away at the end of that, as it ends up being a messy fight for Talon. They did lose 2 diebacks there on both Yokam and Cuckoo.
And that's not why do they go. I really thought that they were just going to reset out, take what they got there, not go for this extra kill, because now they just gave up a 6 kill streak on the bridge.
Shaman, you gotta go for him, but maybe not.
You sacked a huge. I mean, WS was on the kind of the snowball kind of method, and then hemorrhages a lot. Fantastic buyback from Emo. Little small plays there were coming in clutch. I think WS got his Lotus Orb reflect 2 or 3, I think twice on the shackles, but they got him Makoto again. And Ame at the start of this fight, he just blink roared the tiny and kind of caused panic. But a great buyback from Emo. I think that was the biggest thing. He had a remnant down to the joint back into the fight. They just outnumbered them.
There we go. Now he's got an Aegis to reward himself with and keep that lack of buyback safe on the Ember.
But Boca is about to hit that key level 15. So we've talked about WS being a beast, super strong, kind of not really the thing that they can deal with in a lot of the fights, but now with that, he's going to have the Hex break in a second. Could cause a lot of bigger issues. There is a Lincoln's on Makoto, so he could throw it on either the Bristle himself to protect, but this could be what makes the fights even more one-sided.
It's hard, yeah. I felt like that was the moment, that area of the map where maybe Talon could like really get their teeth stuck back in the game. They couldn't find that opportunity. Now they're 5k behind, and now so the imminent threat that we anticipated really looms over them.
Yeah, and there's the Hex break, Talon, and the other thing too is just Makoto, I think in both fights, got almost nothing off. Tianming? Okay.
Careful, Tianming.
Yeah, Makoto, just both fights, the Boca just blink Hex shackled him, or blink Hex got the wards on top of him and just immediate panic mode. So Lincoln's is picked up, they'll get their Tormentor, but a big momentum swing now for Yakult. 2 defensive items finished up on their supports too. They have Glimmers. The Boca also has a lens for the distance for cast. See how Talon looks to approach this next upcoming one. As we mentioned, the buyback was used for Emo, but they also did have to use, I think the 2 support buybacks.
Yeah, Yokam and Cuckoo dropped theirs and unfortunately did die on their return to the team fight.
And both those 2 fights was pretty much Yakult just getting the better jump, right? The better start of these fights. They got information, they saw Cuckoo for a second, and then they went for the big go right after. Nighttime hits. Yakult looking.
Dire are scanning.
Smoke time, Talon. They're going to try their chances.
Ame is lagged behind his team a little bit here. Looks like he wants to finish up the refresher.
It's very close.
It's a pretty massive power spike for him. The double BKB, double roar.
At least with this smoke, Talon, they do avoid the smoke of Yakult. Emo seems to always have one of these shield runes.
They can't burst him. It's just really, with their lineup, it's just they don't really have that burst for him at this point in the game. He has 40 armor, 2,600 HP plus the status res, so there's always the backup.
It's so hard.
Yeah, there's always the backup of Zeal. Zeal got Paladin Sword as well too, so blessed with that. The AC's finished. They're really starting to get all the answers, it feels like, for Talon. close to 25s as well.
They're getting high levels across the board here.
Yep. And the growth overall for Mikoto, he's got he's got 3 defensive items after the Mjolnir.
Chilling on the cliff. And was able to take that outpost back.
The confidence from Emo. Getting off massively in this game so far here. They're getting more and more farmer on the map too, the way they're split up with Zeal constantly.
They had to find Zeal, really. That's the only target right for Talon. You can't go on Emo, you can't really go on Arme, and even the supports, as we've seen this game, you know, Zeal won't be afraid to throw out a Solar Guardian to back up a support.
No, and they're not showing themselves first. Like Baboka and Tianming have done fantastic jobs of just waiting for that split-second moment to be able to just get on top of either Mikoto or get that egg in a good position. Because I think both those 2 successful fights, that's kind of how it's been. No AC yet finished up for Bristol. He has hit 25, so WS has another big damage spike. But as we said, you know, there is the Hex break that could just get him killed pretty quickly in this fight.
Very close
Guardian.
to that nullifier as well for Zeal.
His damage is also getting very
Ancient
high.
Guardian, yeah, that's a crazy amount of right click. Mindbreak as well for Arme.
And he's got the refresher. Yeah, they're playing it. It's kind of cool, waiting for the opportunity since they still have this Aegis. Emo.
He's in.
It's Cuckoo again.
Over the glimmer of the Crep behind the 4-staff. WS trying to hold position to ensure they can't get over. Yokam's going to come in with the jump, hit the lasso, in with the water, in response. They will lose Yokam, but they're taking down Tianming. Here Yakult, and they're ready to go for more. They surround Natsumi, bring down the Tiny. They're sure the Aegis is lost here, but they don't mind whatsoever as they can come back to round 2. Maybe Mikoto can do enough to turn this around. Zeal is going to be able to pull himself over towards him. They'll turn to the Starbreaker to interrupt Cuckoo's life drain. Emo continues to push forward over the Ram that's getting all very low, but WS will manage to get the cleanup. Takes out Zeal.
Great fight. Mikoto, he actually is able to do something for once.
I mean,
he's able to stand his ground.
They're able to take this fight against the Aegis. I mean, and you can feel as well, Yakult felt at the start was going pretty good for them, and it looked like it as well. They surround Natsumi, they deal with the Tiny, but this time we were able to see sort of the presence of sort of the backup carries, both the Sniper and the Bristle.
Mikoto,
the 2 of them are just able to get in perfect position. WS able to kind of hover around the front of the fight, and Mikoto just sitting at the sidelines. They kick out insane amounts of damage. Finally, Talon are able to find the fight they've been hunting for the last 20 minutes.
His Lincoln's actually paid off. I believe it blocked the initial Hex of Baboka, and then he gets the second to pop his BKB. So then Baboka's kind of in a very dangerous position, and WS is kind of just in the front line, applying this goo, applying this quill, so Mikoto can just stand his ground. Very nice
stuff there for Talon. Can they do it again?
Exactly when they needed it too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
WS and Mikoto, they're ready to carry this one.
I mean, WS more than anything, right? He is really putting the team on his back. 8-3-9 right now on this Bristol back. And now he does have AC finish, so he's got the match versus Zeal. And that was Yakult looking for the fight, so.
Yeah, they absolutely pushed for that.
Emo loses his courier.
That's a good snipe as well there.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
25 has been hit. But yeah, no Satanic for some time from him. That is a really cool game. Natsumi's kind of playing like this, it feels like he's like the support Tiny in a way. He's just playing to assist WS and Mikoto.
Is that Satanic going to cut it? Are we seeing a lot of Embers do that?
I don't think I've seen that
popping the
so
active and Slayer fisting. You can see the idea behind it, but it's a big expenditure, and I mean, he's going to be very hard to kill. You know, he's all in on kind of the survivability, but are they going to be caring that they can't kill him? Is he going to do enough damage?
It feels like both teams are trying to one-up each other on how long the fights can last.
Yeah.
Right? Like that last fight, if it lasts even a little bit longer, maybe if Emo and Zeal can get on top of Mikoto, they could turn it. But because it was at that exact moment, Mikoto is just healthy enough. So that's an interesting approach, unorthodox for sure. If it pays off, Emo does like to do some crazy stuff at times. I remember his Blink Dagger Storm for some time, if you do.
And he feels, yeah, that he's able to get good pressure, gets out in time as well. Bottom lane, Cuckoo gets left behind.
Big kill, too. 80 seconds. No pug now.
How we're doing on the roast. We'll see when it's back up in just about 30 seconds or so. That's the nullifier done for Zeal.
A big grab versus the D-Crep. He's also hit 25.
Yeah, can go for that Silver Edge to finish up the build as his next item.
You get like, I don't even know how many Starbreakers off in each team fight with this. You also refresh your ult so fast. Emo.
Do they have the damage? He's a
might this
tanky
time.
boy. But with the 4 Monster beating into him. They can take him out.
This time Emo gets punished for his greed, even through that Reaver. And he's dead for an even longer amount of time than the Pugna, so not respecting the 4 heroes there.
Yeah, I don't know if the Satanic's going to save him from such situations.
I mean, thought he was going to do Lincoln's.
That would have been, I believe, the item a lot of other Embers would have gone for in this situation. But yeah, opting for the big brain Satanic into Sleight of Fist plays. It doesn't do that much, though, if you can't press it and get the Sleight of Fist off.
Nope.
Radiant are scanning.
Perfectly done there from Talon. Sticking together as their 4 heroes, just running to make sure they don't lose anybody on the sides. That's very cool. And I believe they recovered their gem. They had their gem, it went to Yakult, and then they got it back. So I believe the Tiny's carrying on to it, and Natsumi is about to finish up another big item. And go through.
Does he want to go for the SMY? Because holding on to the gold, maybe. Yeah, considering something else at this point.
It is always very useful versus Roar.
It's a great item across the board, right?
Oh, and Ame's 25, and he takes the no access cooldown. Cool.
Radiant are scanning.
He might get caught here. I mean, there's a really clever rotation.
And Natsumi, the jump. No count. He's got the lasso. Indeed, Ame's dead.
Talon.
They're doing it.
Very nice move. I mean, that's such an unexpected swing going through the portal and catching.
This is not an easy game for Talon, but they're making the moves. They're stepping it up in ways that we just hadn't seen from them so far today. They'd had a couple of struggles. This game will be quite the win if they're able to continue with these sort of outplays.
I mean, Talon loves those 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus games.
Yeah. Let's see if they can do it here.
They're very rich now in a couple of these cores. Tiny had, what, 5k gold? I think he did end up spending. I think he does end up buying that full SNY. It's too bad. I think versus the Roar in particular and versus the Shaman, it's just too good. So I don't blame him for going for that.
It's great. I mean, back in the day, right, it'd be one of those things you're like, it's 43 minutes in, is there like a bigger item to buy? But the realistic situation nowadays is the SMY is just so good that it doesn't matter what point of the game you buy it.
Yeah. Mikoto also has 5,000 gold. WS also has 7,000. So on the screen we see like a 3k lead, but they have
what's WS considering?
8,000 in the bank.
On the Bristol.
Just a BKB.
Okay.
Very interesting that Emo's gone for the Satanic. It has to just be because he wants the longevity of the team fights, just being able to like stick around them as long as possible, but now Talon might just be able to sneak this one through.
This is always the point.
Let's see.
At the map where, the game could flip on its head once again. If Yakult's quick enough to get it, but Talon are taking it down pretty fast.
The goo is too strong.
And it's the third rush. What we got on the Radiant side?
Get the shard.
There we go. Refresh the shard. He's going to grab that WS for, a couple of rounds of the BKB and such when he gets that shipped out.
Yep.
And they get away with it all. Now, Yakult are seeing if any sort of stragglers get left behind, separate from the rest of the pack.
See how they approach this fight. Mikoto, he's got the Aegis,
and he's scouting things out with the shrapnel. Smart stuff. Knows there's a chance they're going to be playing around this point in the map, and with that, Talon won't be tripped up by Yakult setting up in such position.
Talon's awareness in the last 10 minutes,
it's been good.
It got really good.
They're locking in.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Middle tower has fallen.
Baboka continuing to look for sniping out these towers. I mean, so far I haven't really seen the Hex break, at least in the last 2 fights.
Hasn't really had sort of situation to get away with it. And I also haven't seen him try to use the Hex to save people from lassos. And honestly, in a game where it gets this kind of tense and close, there's going to be situations where that will be the play. We'll just have to see if he tries to go for it.
I don't think he's used a single cluster cut.
Middle tower is under attack.
Cluck, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Only the kind of the ones that can just go off on himself automatically. Yeah. He's just been playing aggressively with it, which is fair enough.
And Emo getting some big damage.
They're losing Barons.
Radiant structures.
The Phoenix. There it is.
There it is. The cluster clock. Save Tianming from the lasso. He knows.
As we say it.
There we go. Straight away they're going to look to lead towards him. They've got the supernova roar. The second roar, they're getting in the face of WS. They're able to take him down. The bristle's gone. They're able to finish off Cuckoo. Mikoto, he's got the front line of Natsumi jumping in, setting up the fight for him with the avalanche laid down on the Zeal and Emo. Zeal tries to swing back in with the Starbreaker. He's able to get the connection in over towards Yoko, but Yoko keeps his distance.
Mikoto's just
laying down the damage. Double kill for the sniper. Mikoto, can he get anything more? They're looking for Emo. Natsumi got to jump. The avalanche top combo's there. They've taken down, but now see if they can close the gap in on towards this sniper. They can't. Starbreaker's in. They're looking to do everything here to hold them off here, Yakult. Can they take him out a second time? They'll look towards Cuckoo. Cuckoo, he's in trouble. He's dead. Mikoto, round 2. He's going to try and slide away here with a hurricane pike, but they're chasing him down. WS comes in with a bristle and the GT absolutely Natsumi, he's surrounded. Takeoff bringing back in with the Starbreaker. Natsumi forward. WF
Talon.
jamming it down the fight. He's healing up a little bit of the bloodshot with the Raw. It's back online from Arme. They're Raw straight over towards the Bristol. Zeal cleans up the triple.
Makoto's
The
gotta run.
buybacks, they don't work out for Talon. That is a 4-man dieback from Talon.
Oh my goodness. They tried to back up and get there. Look at the damage numbers in this fight. 45,000. Holy moly. And the longevity of the team fight. We talked about Emo's build with the Satanic. Look at that. He survived so long.
It worked out.
Oh my goodness. That was crazy.
They had to use buybacks themselves, of course, as well, but it works out. They keep their heroes alive. They're ready to run down the line. This might be game over.
Oh, and didn't they talk about it, Fisher? I remember an interview at the end of the tournament from Moon, I think it was, him saying buybacks, the lack of buybacks at times, or just using buybacks sometimes have caused these games to just abruptly end. And I think it just abruptly ended.
There we go. GG is called. Yakult will take this first one here against Talon. Talon still struggle to try and find a victory here in this group stage.
And you know what?
Yakult, they continue to pop off.
And Owen,
Yeah.
what causes the end play to kind of turn around? The cluster clap.
Cluster clap.
It actually happens
He
at the
went
last
for
minute.
it. Saves him from that lasso.
Obviously.